Let us discuss one of the forms of collective behavior, that is crowd. We have often heard back in our schools from our teachers that this classroom is looking like a fish market. So when the teacher says fish market, she actually means it is a crowded and unorganized, messy place and she does not want to teach. So, when we talk about crowd in sociology, it is when a large number of people who are physically present and are there with each other and have a common concern or a common objective, that is a crowd. So it is very temporary in nature and it is an unstructured group because it is for the sake of accomplishing a common concern. So, a group of people who are there in the vegetable market or in the fish market to sell and purchase the commodities, that is an example of crowd. There is another term which is known as mass. So, what is the difference between a crowd and a mass? So, a mass is relatively a large group, larger in nature than a crowd. They are also anonymous and they are dispersed. So, when the people in the crowd they are physically close together, in the case of mass, they are dispersed and they act individually without regard to one another. But when we talk about crowd, they have a regard with each other. Now, coming to some of the characteristics. So, the thing is, crowds vary a lot with the change in place or the change in situation. Some of the characteristics are first is suggestibility. So, what happens is when there is a crowd, they are usually very hyped up. If there is a rock concert, people will be very hyped up and very happy, very exhilarated. So, emotions of one gets carried away and everybody starts feeling the same. Second is anonymity. People believe that when there are a large number of people present, the identity it remains anonymous. They feel they are insignificant and they remain unrecognized because of the number of people. So it may also lead to irresponsible behavior, for example, getting violent, getting drunk. Third is spontaneity. These kind of crowds are spontaneously formed, so we know that sometimes there is a need to gather a lot of people for a cause. It can be to help someone on the road who has met with an accident, or to stand up against something if there is a girl who's being harassed, so in order to confront to the man. And this is also highly temporary in nature and it can be impulsive. It depends on the situation. Next is invulnerability, where there is lack of self consciousness because they feel that they cannot be recognized, so they are free to behave in any way, and the social control mechanisms do not perform very well because of the nature of the crowd here. Now, coming to the types of crowd, according to Herbert Blumer in 1951, there are four types of crowds. Let us discuss them one by one. First is casual. It is very loosely structured and there is no emotional involvement. Members may have little or no interaction and they have gathered for a specific cause. Example can be when the crowd surrounds the spot of a road accident. Second is conventional. Conventional, on the other hand, it is planned and structured. It follows some rules and regulations, norms and conventions. Important point here is this crowd gathers for socially sanctioned purposes, for example, a graduation ceremony. Next is expressive. This kind of crowd is formed to let out or to vent out emotions. This is a form of personal gratification and is considered as an end in itself. For example, if I am a part of that crowd and I wanted to do something, I've achieved it, and therefore it is an end in itself. For example, a festival perhaps, where you wanted to do something in the festival and you were very happy, you let your emotions out, and that is an end in itself. So this is expressive crowd. Next is acting, where members are feeling a lot of things and there is an extreme form of behavior. They could be angry because of the system, because of the government, and they act against it. Example, if they are protesting against the system when they are favoring the criminals. So this is very uncommon kind of crowd, but when we talk about social terms, it is the most significant one. Coming to the theories of crowd behavior, first is contagion theory. So, as the name suggests, this theory talks about how one person's behavior influences all the others in the crowd, and what happens as a result is that the person becomes less and less capable of his own rational thinking, and his own beliefs become less important. He starts acting similar to the people around him. So, this is a collective mindset, and the conscious personality of the individual members, it disappears and it is dominated by the group. Next is Emergent Norms Theory. It was given by Turner and Killian in 1972. It is the most accepted theory, and it says that unanimity of the crowd is only an illusion, because even in a crowd there are different kinds of people, some who are influenced and do become impulsive, but there are also some people who are just passive supporters, and crowds are also guided by norms. So, how are these norms guiding the crowd? They do not tell them what to do in the beginning, but according to the situation, they start to act. So, this is what is emergent norms theory. Now, coming to a new term, what is a mob? So, there is a relationship between crowd and mob. Mom is when the people are emotionally aroused. So, when the crowd becomes emotionally aroused and it takes a violent turn, that is a mob. So, it has an aggressive intentions. There are leaders. It is temporary in nature and also unstable, but it has some objectives which are limited, not too many, but they are achieved in an on an immediate basis. Coming to the characteristics of a mob, it is a loose textured group. There is physical closeness among the members. It also leads to social interaction because a goal has to be achieved. So there is some interpersonal contact between the members. Let's discuss the types of mobs. First is purposive or active mob. That is planned because of some purpose. There is some purpose to achieve. It is deliberately planned. So an example can be when a political leader attacks a big rally of his opponent. Second is confused or random mobs. So it is not deliberately created. It is the opposite of purposive mob, and there is no direction given to the followers. This crowd, it becomes a mob because there is some confusion, and if there is a sudden outburst, so it the crowd turns into a mob, and it can also lead to some disturbances like a communal disturbance. Let us discuss some questions now. First is, Dash has divided crowd into homogeneous and heterogeneous. So the answer will be B, Le Bon. So homogeneous is when a crowd is very definite and constant, and heterogeneous is when it is not so definite and constant. Question number 2, which one of the following is not a characteristic of crowd? So the answer will be D, it is always organized. So all, as we have read, the crowds are not very organized in nature. Last question is, members of a crowd come together to achieve, answer will be A, temporary but common purpose. So the goals will be temporary but they have a common purpose or objective. Thank you.